All right. Thanks for tuning in to another little episode on this journey as we go through all the thousands of personality tests. Every time I look, there's another one. So we'll be getting into those later too. All right. So today I want to talk about the DISC profile, and there's actually a ton of them out there, but you got to find the ones that were validated by the Wiley program, because the little I is the key component of the real DISC. So there's just hundreds of this one particular DISC assessment, and so I took some notes on that. DISC is one of the most popular ones out there, kind of like Myers-Briggs. A lot of the employers use this one. Fortune 500 companies and stuff. Over 1 million people take this assessment every single year. The initial model, and this is kind of neat, the initial model was Dr. William Marston, who was a psychologist, but he wasn't just any psychologist, he was a psychological psychologist. So he wrote a book about this model, and he didn't make the model, but the DISC program did form from his model. And the best ones out there are apparently the ones with the little I. It's not all capital letters, DISC, but D-I-S-C. All right, so what are some of the benefits of DISC? Straight from all the websites. So basically say self-knowledge, and that's what all of our tests that we're going to be taking are. It's going to be self-knowledge to learn more about our self. So you got that. Basically, it's recognize the differences out there of behavior, so that everyone can communicate better. But again, this is more of an assessment that's for businesses, and so they think that if they can find different patterns out there and different styles, they can actually just sell better. It is interesting, but it is more or less just a employment assessment test. So what does DISC stand for? Dominance, influence, steadiness, and behavior. So let's get to it. Took some notes, or my results, and it took me about 10 minutes to do, but I only took a few of them, and 10 minutes was about an average. 10 to 15 minutes max. Let's see. So DISC is, again, dominance, influence, steadiness, and behavior. So again, some of these DISC profiles do vary, because my results are steadiness was my strongest at 30%. Influence was the next on the list with 28%, which is tied with compliance, 28%. And then dominance, the word DISC starts with dominance, and it was last on my list. That was 14% in dominance, and I'm not exactly sure why. I do recommend several of DISC programs. Not personally recommend or beneficially recommend, but there's two of them that are out there. There's the ones that have that little I that we referenced earlier, that are validated by the Wiley company, everything DISC, the Wiley company. So if you see that logo, D-I-S-C, you know you're in a good spot. But I also really liked the Tony Robbins test. So if you type in Tony Robbins and DISC assessment test, or just DISC, that's a pretty decent one, and it's actually laid out in an easier way for me to understand, so it might be true for you guys. Let me know which ones you guys find as the easiest to take, the easiest to understand, and the most accurate results. That'd be great. So as I got this, the meanings of the results didn't really, nothing stood out to me. I thought dominance was kind of low, but then again, everything else is around 28 to 30%. So it's pretty flat across the board. You get this. I think it's. I'm not really the most brilliant, but I think this is a Venn diagram, and I'll have to look that up. But I took it a few times, and I did get different results. Sometimes I was a little bit higher in the steadiness, But basically, depending on where you are and make your little spider web, it's like how task or introverted or people or extroverted you are. So it's kind of interesting to see it laid out in like the spider web form. But I was low in dominance each time I took it. One of the benefits about taking the Tony Robbins one, it's kind of neat, is you get another value index, and he shows you where the norms are, which is kind of neat to see how you stack against the average, which again is almost, never mind. But it's like aesthetic, economic, can't read my handwriting, politics, and more stuff. So let's just leave that one as more of a surprise. If you take the Tony Robbins one, you'll get the value index. And if I remember correctly, I did have to subscribe my email in order to take that free test. And then they don't pitch you, but they do say if you want to talk to a leader or a mentor or counselor or something, they have that. It's a coaching. If you want to talk to a coach and better learn about how these relate to you, then you can go into those upsells. But I'm not doing that. All right, so that's the disc profile. So get out there, go do it, and let me know what you think. Oh, did I mention that? Thank you for joining in one of my many offices. Yep, I'm in my car. See the beads? In my car.